Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Willcox Hour. This is episode 7, and today is a bit of a different one. We have got two guests coming on. We've got F1 Spud and GarethFalconer. How are we, boys?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Spud, yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty well, thank you.
All good. Great to hear. Great to hear. And obviously, we start off exactly the same way as we always do. And we will just ask you the simple question of when and why you both started. We'll start with Gareth. So when and why did you start Twitch streaming?
Started 20, 20 lockdown. I think it's kind of the same as most people. It was always something that I wanted to do, but I never like, had the equipment. I never actually pursued it. But then during lockdown, I seen a lot of other people doing it, like ADW, FIFA. He was kind of the main one, and I thought, why not? Let's give it a go. It looks like fun, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's a journey. It's a journey. You've got obviously your pro clubs team now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Lemons, come on.
You got the lemons, yeah. I've seen around.
Yeah.
I've seen around. So yeah, but you mentioned ADW there. Was he one that sort of inspired you to get going, or?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think, yeah, definitely. I think just seeing his progress from what he was to what he is now, like he's still an inspiration.
Yeah.
Like not even just to start, just to keep going as well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I agree with you there. ADW, great streamer. And Spud, what about you? When and why did you start?
So it was like middle of April, and I was just chilling on my PlayStation. I thought, I'm just gonna click start broadcast. I might as well. I did used to do YouTube on and off for like a few years, so I was expecting just to get one viewer,
Mm-hmm.
and it slowly built it up. Hit affiliate, just started to slowly build it up. Started averaging like 10 to 15 views, and then
Yeah.
it's just carried on ever since, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Well, that's great to hear. And obviously that was during lockdown as well. Then there, yeah. It was during lockdown when April time.
Yeah, lockdown one that was.
Yeah, first lockdown. Yeah, I think a lot of people started streaming during that first lockdown just because
yeah,
we're all stuck inside. There's not much to do. Apart from just sitting there playing games, you might as well stream it, make some new friends, and
yeah.
this is it. Good way to make some new friends is through Twitch, and I've made some great friends throughout my time through chat and stuff like that. So what game did you both start on? For Spud, who did you start on?
FIFA.
Was it FIFA?
Oh, yeah,
FIFA for me.
FIFA for you,
Yeah.
and Gareth FIFA for you as well, yeah. Both FIFA.
always been FIFA. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started on Siege. It's completely different. I started on
Oh,
Siege.
nice.
You know what? I've never played that game in my life. Always
know-
thought I've wanted to try, but never played it.
It was really, really good. Now it's not. It's
Like,
not in the best state. Now, at the time I
like
did
COD,
it was
isn't
good. Yeah, I agree. It's a bit like COD. Yeah, exactly. And I sort of went in. I started doing pro clubs like September time last year. And that was when I
Yeah, that's
started
good.
transitioning over, and that's how I found
Cool.
Spud. Was through a Twitter DM. I remember that. I
Yep.
think I was trying to get 100 followers or something, and I DM'd Spud and I was like, "Could you follow me, please?"
Something you. Yeah, it might have been
Follow
something like
me,
that.
please.
It was literally
I rate it.
every time
I
someone
might be able
followed me
to
or
find
something.
it. I might be able to find it.
Yeah.
What did I actually put? God, if you can try and find it, let me know.
I'm a
The
small
most forward
content
way.
creator. Right, here it is. I'm a small content creator. If you want to check out my Twitch channel, then it is in my bio and pinned tweet. Thanks. I'm only 4 subs off a new emote of the subs choice as well if you have Twitch Prime.
What a guy.
So basically, what he said was, "Can you follow me, please?" And
I'll
stuff.
follow you. Yeah.
Basically, what he said.
And then you were like, "Oh, I'm a streamer as well." It was Firmino's fantasy at the time.
It was, yeah.
So,
Because
yeah, you've had
I had like 3,000 followers on Twitter, so I thought that,
Mm.
a lot of them people might actually watch the stream, and that didn't really happen.
I had exactly the same idea when I had my football Twitter account as well. And it doesn't, does it? When you're on, like, I was on 2K on Twitter, and as soon as I switched to a Twitch account, the amount of followers I lost just because I wasn't fit with Twitter anymore. Just because
I've
they
never
were-
like, I've never had loads of followers and stuff. Like it's like, I don't know. I've always just kind of been stuck on like.
Noz just put Spud stop exposing people. I just heard that Spud begging for no, it was me begging. It was me begging for a sub at the time. I wanted a primer, you know. He doesn't love a Twitch primer, you know.
It's
Right.
like,
Free. It's free.
Exactly,
It's free.
it's free. If you have Twitch Prime, then you know why not.
it's a great way to plug Prime right now.
Every streamer loves a primer. You know what? You know you love when you see a sub with Prime just out of random.
Oh, best feeling.
Yeah,
Best
definitely.
feeling.
And bits are free. Exactly, Tom. Exactly. So you both started similar times, weren't it? If I'm not mistaken, that was what we said. Yeah. And why did you both go for FIFA? If I start with you, Gareth, why did you go for FIFA?
It's just always been the number one game for me. Like, I think I've owned every FIFA since like FIFA 11 or something, and it's always been the game that I've found most enjoyment to. And it's like, if I can stream that to other people, like I'm just sitting down doing what I would do anyway. So why not? Why not give it a go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fair reason. And Spud, why did you go for FIFA?
The game I played the most at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't really play many other games at the time either, so I think I did maybe play a bit of COD, but I didn't really want to do that on stream. So I just thought that I'd gain I thought people want to see FIFA and all that, so
Yeah, that's
why I did it.
it's a great reason, and I think a lot of the FIFA streamers all have the same answer: is that they've played FIFA for a while, and they were just like, you know what, I'm sitting there playing it, might as well stream it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is pretty much the same answer every single time. Or there's not many streamers that started on other games. I think we had All News saying he did some Fall Guys, and GTA.
A
and
lot
stuff.
of people. I think I did one or two Fall Guys streams when it was in its prime.
Yeah, I only ever done like one stream on Fall Guys.
My most viewed clip on my channel is from my only ever Fall Guys stream. It's my most viewed clip. It's such a random clip. I jump and I catch the tail like last second. It's a big clutch.
Yeah.
It's a big clutch. But we all talk about FIFA negatively. Honest opinions on this year's FIFA from both of you.
I think my name change says it all, really. Not enjoyable, and if you've seen, I do rage quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
I stopped fully playing FIFA around December time and started a bit of F1, and then I've preferred F1 ever since.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Gareth, what's your honest opinion?
I still love like FIFA and the overall concept of it, but
Yeah.
this FIFA for me has been the worst that I've ever played.
Would you
Like,
say?
I think for me, I think it's just gradually got worse as the years have gone on.
And
like-
Noz has just put in chat. Pro Club's carried it. Pro Club's one of the best gamers, if not the best, on FIFA. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, definitely.
Definitely. What about you, Spud?
Ish.
See,
I'm a fan of Volta. Now this is a really
Volta?
Okay.
I really like Volta, but I would never really stream much Volta.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to get into games and that because not many people like it. But I used to like career mode. When I first started streaming, it was a lot of career mode. Because when I started streaming, it was like team of the season time, so
Yeah.
didn't really play much Ultimate Team after that. But I really like Volta. I do like clubs, but only if I'm in the position I want though.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I love it. I love it because there's two sides to it. So like you can sit down and play with your mates, or you can do what like I do and take it seriously. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, and do you know what? There's some nights where you just want to chill on pro clubs and you just want to mess around. There's other nights where you want to sweat and you want to win every game. I don't know whether that's it.
Literally.
I've always been a tryhard. Like when I used to play a couple of years ago with my mates, and they'd start messing around, I'd used to shout with them and leave the PlayStation party. So,
the amount of arguments clubs
I'm competitive.
causes.
I'm so competitive. So
Yeah, misses an open goal down the night. What are you doing?
yeah.
Do you know what? I've only just seen that they're doing the FIFA trailer right now, but you know, we're recording. If do you know what? If we were just streaming, I'd watch the FIFA trailer. I'll watch it later.
Mm.
Are
Oh,
you
FIFA
two both?
22.
Are you both gonna get the new FIFA? Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I will be getting it, but obviously I won't be streaming it. I'm just gonna get the standard edition as well.
Yeah.
Just play it when I want to, really. Less stress.
Yeah.
I don't have to make content. You know, I might start doing some trading and just watching other streamers and seeing what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that'll probably be it for me. And Volta as well. I want to play some Volta. If it's
Oh,
in. If it's in.
I'll probably buy the Ultimate Edition. Actually.
I've already bought the deluxe edition. It's already
I need
been
to
done.
pre-order it, actually.
I want my heroes Robbie Keane. That's why.
Mm.
Because if I get anyone
and
but
it's,
Robbie Keane, I'm gonna be very sad.
The FIFA points you get with it as well. It's like I usually put on like £30 at the start of the game anyway.
Yeah.
So why not just buy the Ultimate Edition?
Will I still be putting 12k on exactly on release date? Yes, but you know, content. It's for the content. That's what it is. When I pack Mbappe and be on 5 mil after the first day, it will be me that's talking about FIFA being the greatest game there's ever been made.
Yeah.
When
so you lose your first chance game, then it's.
Spud, you mentioned raging. Are you one to throw the toys out the pram when you're playing champs, like very badly?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the past, I used to break like 5 or 6 mics every FIFA.
Oh no.
Used to throw stuff up my wall and everything. And I even made it into a Vizay Rage compilation this year.
I saw that.
Oh, the Burnley fans? No way.
Yeah. And
I love them, you know.
I started like shouting right in front of my right in front of the camera, and I was saying I'm just going to turn the webcam off and all this.
It is a great clip. It is a great clip. And I think Brad's made it into a couple as well. Brad's one of the worst.
When Brad is raging, he's one of the funniest people to watch. Honestly,
you only get that on his streams. Try sitting there on a Sunday night for 4 or 5 hours with Brad in a Discord call.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He's just screaming the whole time, saying that he deserves everything. He deserved the ball. He deserved the goal there.
He had like 29% of the ball in like 1 shot, and he's like, "I've been mocked."
I've been all over him. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's one of them ones. Yeah. He's had 1 shot. He's actually had about 5.
Yeah, exactly. Gareth, are you want to rage as well?
I get annoyed, but I don't. Not to the extent, like I don't break stuff.
Do you know the Bale poster in the background covers up a hole in my wall that I literally. I basically used to have I used to have this chair in the corner of my room over there, and I used to just play on my TV like that. And I just got up, turned around, and punched my wall. And that's what that Bale.
Really? You put a hole through it?
Well, not a hole through it, but there's everything came chipping down at me, and I was like, okay, that's an issue. But yeah, the Bale poster covers that, so we're all good there. But yeah, there's a few broken controllers, and Nos broken 3 controllers from pro clubs. From pro clubs.
Pro clubs, you think that make?
Do you know there is a dent in my desk that I did the other day from playing pro clubs. To be fair, but we were 3-0 up and we bottled it, so that was understandable. Yeah. But yeah,
there's moments like that.
Oh, honestly, that's the joys of clubs, though. Is when it happens to you, it's incredible. Especially when that team's been doing African dances on you every single goal, and you get an equaliser in the last minute, and it's limbs. But yeah, moving sort of away from FIFA, but back to streaming. Like, what's your favourite aspect of streaming? Like, what's the part that you enjoy the most, Gareth, for you?
Honestly, I just love the interaction, but I just love meeting new people, talking to the people in the chat, growing the community, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, and a lot of streamers do say the interaction with chat and stuff. Spud, are you the same?
Yeah, obviously when I said that I used to do like a lot of YouTube streams having one person, the fact that like I've got so many people that want to watch and chat and all that, it's just crazy for me.
Yeah,
still grateful for it.
When you've got people in chat talking to you, it makes the streams a lot easier. I feel
which is
Yeah, exactly. When you're sitting there
even
and
though yeah,
you've
when you're
got
starting
no
like
one.
one, two
Yeah,
viewers, and you don't say anything, like you just sit there and play your game. But when you've got like
exactly.
5, 6, 7, or like 30, whatever,
Yeah.
it makes it so much easier.
Do you know? I feel like different games are easier to do without a chat, because I feel like sitting there and opening packs quite boring by yourself, isn't it? You know, just sitting there
Yeah.
opening FIFA packs and you've got no one in chat. It's quite boring because if you pack someone, then you're the only one getting hyped about it. But
Mhm.
if you're doing like, I don't know, let's say you're doing like The Last of Us, for example. Like you could sit there and just play that with the camera on. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you could
Uh,
just do your reaction to that. That's not something you need chat for. I do really want to play The Last of Us. I still haven't
yeah.
played the new one.
Number 2 looks good. I watched someone play it. It looks so good.
Yeah, I've watched someone play through a majority of it, and I want to get into it.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just if you're playing a story game, it's fine. But if you're sitting there doing stuff like opening packs or like if you want to do F1 open lobbies and you've got no one in the chat, do you know what I mean? You've got to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
You've got to
I
change
know.
your idea on the
Yeah,
Yeah.
spot.
that's how it was when I first
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
I think I first streamed F1 like in August
Mm.
last year, and I had like 2 people for open lobbies.
Yeah.
It's just, and now that like I can fill the lobby most times,
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah.
That's why I usually like. Although there's always going to be people there, like say pro clubs for example, but I always make sure that I stream something that I can do by myself as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
case.
Like this morning, I was because I stream quite early now. That's my new morning thing because with work and stuff, it's easiest because I never work mornings. Um, But I was just for the first like half an hour, I had no one for open lobby, so I was just sitting there playing my team. You know, like I had to
Yeah.
change my idea. But one
Mhm.
because it's early, not many people have properly woken up yet. So I just had to sort of wait, and then as soon as it started flowing in, and a few people came, as soon as you start doing the open lobbies with a few people, more and more people come in. So it just
Yeah.
made it. I
Yeah.
just had to change what I was doing to begin with, but as soon as I could, carry it on. And yeah, it's just being able to change around what you want. What's this Nozerland? What's that
Oh,
emote?
I don't know. I
I've
think one
not really.
stream I was just like, one stream I said to him just like, so I just said like Nozaland. He was thinking of channel point suggestions. So I said just
Mhm.
like, take a trip to Nozaland. That was like 8 months and months ago.
Yeah.
Then he made the note on it. So
I need to make some new emotes. That's quite a cool story to have for an emote though. I like that.
yeah.
That's
Um,
a good point. Memes and that. Like,
Nozerland.
see about Spud. I see the no context Spud page on Twitter. I love watching it. Honestly, it's brilliant.
Noz was the one that was like the main
Yeah,
person that
you know
made
the one
that.
where he's like, you're on the X Factor or something like that. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember that
Amazing,
one.
that's
I remember
amazing.
seeing it ages
I,
ago. Yeah.
I actually showed my parents that,
Yeah.
and they just couldn't stop laughing.
It's
They
like,
just
what's
couldn't
your
stop
name? And
laughing.
he's like, Raheem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh, that was a great. It's a great page.
Yeah.
Just moving back to Twitch and stuff. Like, what goals did you set yourself at the year, and have they changed now? Like at the start of the year, what did you both set yourself? Start with you, Spud. What did you sort
Right,
of set
well,
yourself?
I did say 3,000 followers. However,
Mhm.
I think that won't happen now. I'm nearly at 2,200. So
Yeah.
if I can maybe push for 2,500, that would be really good. But the fact that I have that many followers anyway is still mad.
Yeah.
And my average viewers, I think I said 30, which is what I'm getting at the moment anyway. I'm happy. I'm like, I don't. On some streams, I can get like 40 to 50 people without a raid at the moment. But like the
Yeah.
thought of like partners, I've never really thought I can get partner. I'm wanting partner. Never really been that bothered. So I'm happy with my views and that at the moment. And even if they went down a bit, which they have during the year, a few months ago I was only averaging like 20 viewers.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't look at I don't look at the numbers too much. Because as long as there's people in the chat, I appreciate that. Someone to talk to and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mate, a great point there, and changing your goals to more realistic ones as well. I like that as well. Obviously, at the time, you may have thought that was the ultimate goal. You could still push for that. You never know how these next few months could go for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, So yeah, who knows? F1 Spud could be the new name that takes him to
Potentially,
3K. You
yeah.
know?
That's a big switch as well. It's like within the
Thing
space
is,
of 2 months, you could go from 2K to 3K. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
definitely anything's
Yeah.
possible.
Anything is possible.
Obviously, I've obviously because I've streamed F1 for a while, I've
Mhm.
seen it that like when I've streamed FIFA and I've had less viewers, I sometimes get more followers because there's more. FIFA has like more of a wide range of
Mm.
like fans for it. Like more
Yeah,
people are interested in FIFA than F1, but I get like more people that watch my F1 and they're just like the same people that are always in and that. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean there. Sort of like, yeah. Do you know what Rover's just made a great point in chat? Bates on a Castro could rage you just randomly. You never know.
Exactly. That's the point.
That could literally happen to anyone. But
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it happened to Finn quite recently, didn't it? I remember just
And
sitting there, sitting
Needy,
in
yeah, I
there.
remember
I don't know if his
We
name's
were
Needy
sitting
Carrot
there.
now. It's pretty.
Yeah, the
Needy
amount
Carrot.
of
that. Needy
times.
got rid by Sports.
Mm.
Yeah, there's just little things like that could just happen like that,
Yeah.
and you never know. Like when you sit there and you start the stream, you never know how the stream's gonna go and stuff.
Yeah.
And with Finn, we've always wound him up that Bateson's raiding him and stuff. Always done it.
Yeah.
That's why, like at the time, everyone was like, there was like
Oh,
random people
wait,
coming in and saying it, and we were like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
And then he actually did raid him. Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
To
It
be
was
fair,
like,
that's with me. So my people used to change your command, and then it would say that it would be like exclamation mark, and like a dot, and then it would say like someone's raided me for 600 viewers.
yeah,
Then they did that. The day after that happened, I got raided by Haber for like 600 people.
it's crazy.
Mm.
At first, I thought it was just someone trolling in the chat. Then the alert the alert was playing, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Seems to be unreal.
Yeah, you should just shove that straight back in the face of the person that put that.
Yeah, I can't remember who it is now.
But yeah, realistic goals to set yourself there, and I respect them. But Gareth, what's your sort of?
So in January, I think I was on like 150 followers in January, and I set myself to go 500 by the end of the year. I ended up hitting that by like end of February, start of March. It was crazy. Like the growth
Smashed it.
between January and March was crazy. And then I wanted to start making YouTube content as well, which I did. I kind of stopped that now, but I do want to pick that up again. But
Yeah.
I think for me right now, it's kind of hard to set goals because right now, it's like I'm one of the most inconsistent shooters I've ever seen in my life. Like, but with work and stuff like that, I've been so busy.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Just take every stream as it goes. You know what I mean?
Especially with the McDonald's job, you roughly know what you're getting, but you know it just randomly comes out of nowhere that they could just change your shifts around. Yeah. I know how horrible it is.
When
You
you
get random
after the
days.
shift and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like you go in on the Saturday and they're like, can you do Sunday? I'm like, do I have to?
yeah, and it's like your manager asking you. You don't want to say no. You're like,
Yeah, exactly.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, we will talk about the McDonald's job because we can
Oh,
sort of relate with that. We'll talk about that a bit later
Yeah,
on. But
come on.
for both of you, if you had to give a tip to one person, let's say someone came in your chat and they asked you for one tip on how to get going and like what would be your number one tip to start streaming? Like people out there
Stay
looking to stream,
Consistent.
stay consistent.
If you have a bad stream, some people will just be like, oh, that's it, I'm no more, I'm not doing it anymore. You just gotta move on, basically.
Yeah.
It can be bad, it might affect you a bit, but if you have a bad stream, then you'll be fine. The next one, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great tip to have there, and don't focus on the numbers. Has always been my tip for people. Just never look like you can look at the numbers after the stream, but during the stream, don't look at your numbers because they can vary throughout. And I know a few streamers who like I've spoken to, and they've sort of been sitting there on stream. They've been on like 15 viewers, and then suddenly it drops to like 7, and they're just like, okay, right, I'm ending now, because they've seen that sudden drop. And yeah, it's just that you don't want to look at the numbers. I always have my viewers hidden personally, and I check back after on stream summary. That's just how I like doing it. I don't know about you boys.
No, I really don't. I actually check them quite a bit, but it doesn't affect me. It's just I tried to do it where I don't look,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something that I'd always like to do. I always just like to,
Yeah.
I'm not like too bothered. But
You want
I
to
just,
roughly know.
I tried to have it like, cause I normally just have it on. I check it occasionally, and then one time I was like, I'm just gonna hide it, and I just couldn't do it. It was just, but
Just
I want,
Yeah.
because some people decide to lurk in the channel.
yeah.
Obviously, when I'm racing, people aren't gonna be like typing in the chat,
Yep.
or
Yeah, exactly.
I do check it.
Yeah, you make a good point
If
there.
if I was on an amount of viewers that I would be a bit disappointed with, I wouldn't say anything in the stream or anything. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like, oh, we don't have many, because I think that's really like,
Oh
my
yeah.
opinion, that's a bit ignorant, and
Yeah,
it's not
quite
really a
rude.
good thing to do.
Yeah.
It's really
Like,
rude
people
because you've
that
got to
are
appreciate,
in there, yeah.
appreciate the people that are in there. So
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. And Gareth, what would be your number one tip?
I agree with Spud. You got to be consistent, but I think I'm
Yeah.
with you on don't look at numbers. Like,
A bit
if
both.
if you're like, especially when you've just started shooting, like you're gonna be
Yeah.
looking at your numbers. You're on one viewer, right, and you're gonna be so disheartened. You don't want to do it again. You know what I mean? But what I've always said to myself is like, say I'm sitting on like I think I usually average like 15 or something. Say
Mhm.
I'm sitting on like 10
Yeah.
or whatever or lower, which is still a very very good number. But I always say to myself, like I've got to remember that's still 10 people that want to watch me do
Exactly. Yeah.
something that I would do anyway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's always been just don't look at the numbers.
Yeah. You make a great point there. Like you've got those people. Some people clearly didn't appreciate you sitting there and playing, and people did
Yeah.
stay in there. So clearly, some
Yeah,
people
exactly.
are
Like,
interested.
still a certain amount of people that want to watch me just sit and play FIFA. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly. It's a great point there. And is there anything else that either of you want to just say about streaming or anything like
it's so fun. If you were thinking about streaming, I would definitely do it.
that? Yeah.
It's so fun, and you meet so many like really nice people and all that.
mm.
'Cause obviously, I didn't. I know a lot of people have streamed because of other streamers, but I didn't do it like that.
Mhm.
I was lucky to find people through others, and then slowly build up my own community as well. So
I think personally, I have my friends to thank the most. Like Lily, Burnop, Adam, Ali, all that lot. They're still my mods now. Well, some of them are.
Mm.
But yeah, they just sat in my first few streams, and just having those people to chat with throughout the stream, even
Oh,
if I
so you
knew
know
them.
them like in real life? Yeah.
Yeah. So even if I knew them personally, like it was just the fact that they were there to support me, and they still do now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just sort of it is great to know that you have those sort of supportive friends. And then I also have to thank Spud a lot as well, because he really got me into the FIFA side of things. And
Mm.
I'll never forget the first time Spud raided me. It was like, I think you raided me with 17 viewers, and it was the best feeling ever, because I was sitting there on like
Yeah,
two,
that first raid.
and it was the
Yeah.
best feeling ever. Spud raid. Never forget that, because I remember I saw being on like 20 viewers, and I screenshotted it because I thought that's so cool.
Yeah. Hey,
And,
so it's very good.
I was
but
like that.
yeah, it is. Do you know what? I still do it. I still do the same now. Sometimes, like if I get a big raid from, like,
Yeah,
I would.
I remember I think I had a Nerdfire raid when I was sitting there playing champs, because I remember going back and watching his stream, and he goes, "This guy's just absolutely flipped out at champs. We're gonna go raid him." I was smashing my controller against it, and my camera broke midway through the raid.
That's when the hole in the wall became a thing.
That wasn't that incident, but there's been a few incidents like that. There's a few incidents where I've just lobbed my headset across the room as well. That's happened.
Because a game can make you do that, isn't it? It's mad.
Do you know, I feel like F1 could make me do that as well. With F1, right? When I'm doing open lobbies and someone comes in and they're going to be toxic, right, and they start spinning people out. When you get spun out, I either hold it all in and I just go, breathe. Let's keep it there. You don't need to rage about it. It's fine. It's only a race. And then the other part of me wants to absolutely throw everything.
Control off the desk and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like,
Sometimes I get more annoyed than other times. It just depends,
would
really.
you say like in league races you'd get a bit more annoyed than like open lobbies?
Yes, a lot more because, especially the time, because I do practice quite a lot for a race,
Yeah.
and if it
Yeah.
just gets ruined by an idiot, it's frustrating. Or if I even have a bad race, I'll just I'll be
You
like
would though,
sulking
'cause
afterwards for
like
a few hours.
you're
Yeah.
playing for something. You know what I mean? Like it's competitive. So
Yeah, exactly.
There was just lightning and thunder outside my room. Sorry, I just
whatever.
heard it. It was out of
Boring.
nowhere. Now the dog's going ballistic
Honestly, I
downstairs.
wish I was where you are right now. 25 degrees
I
or
want the heat with that. Do you know the thing is
yeah,
with our weather is that if it's really really hot, we complain. If it's really really
mm-hmm.
cold, we complain.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
in the middle, it's
There's
normally
no
wet.
there's no pleasing the UK people
No, exactly. I mean,
with the
yeah,
weather.
do you know, like I love having hot weather, but it's sitting in my room with a fan on,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
so hot.
constantly.
But it's weird that like we don't do that on holiday. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
30 degrees
exactly.
when you go to Spain, we don't complain.
But then you have aircon in your.
But I don't.
I'd complain.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
complain.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
just because we're there for the heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
but the thing is,
Yeah.
when you're out there, and you can just if it gets too hot, you can just go back to your apartment and you have the aircon on. Here we don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
aircon.
true.
Like when I was younger, I was lucky enough to live in Singapore, and obviously that's like between 30 and 40 degrees every single day. But because we had aircon
Right.
in the apartment, like it was fine because you wouldn't need to
Yeah.
just have loads of fans on. So
Yeah.
I think they should start installing aircon in every UK
In the
household.
UK, yeah.
And that should be
Thing is, though,
a
it's
law.
cold most of the year, so
Yeah.
that's why they
Yeah,
It
haven't
would be
kept
too
exactly.
it
much
so
of a waste of
cold.
money. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. I mean, some people install aircon, don't they? I mean,
Yeah.
personal preference, isn't it?
You
You
would
get
you would
one.
have it on for like one season
Get one
out
of
of the
those
four.
aircons that can also do the warm air as well. So when it's really really cold, you can just switch it to warmer air. I think that'd be quite a smart idea.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll leave it up to you two. Would you like to do Twitter questions or talk about football and F1 and stuff? Which one would you rather first?
I'm sweet
Do
with
the
it.
Twitter
Do the
questions if you
Twitter
want.
questions.
Yeah.
We'll get the Twitter questions
I
out
think
of the way.
that.
There's
Alright.
some. I saw some interesting ones as I was scrolling through.
Let me get them up so I can read them as
Um,
well.
but yeah, we've got a few. First one for you, Spud.
Alright.
Do you think Red Bull will be where they are at now in years to come, or do you think the lack of engine clarity or regulation changes could see them drop back to a pace similar to McLaren/Ferrari? That's from Bruce.
I think that the pace that the car's got now it's in its prime. It's not been this good for a while. They need to get a championship now with it because it won't be as slow as a McLaren or Ferrari, but it won't be the same.
Do you think it'll be able to keep up with Mercedes, or do you reckon they'll
Not
come
after
out
this
better
year.
next year? Think they'll come out next year?
Uh,
Fair.
Mercedes.
This is their
yeah.
year. This is their year. This is Verstappen's year to do
Yeah.
it. Get the drivers and constructors. Do you know what? I would love to see someone else but Mercedes win it. I've always been McLaren, personally, but do you know? I'd love McLaren to be up there. You know, why? Do you know they're getting there? They're slowly getting there, pushing a bit more. But
Yeah, they got like Lando Norris and stuff like that.
yeah, Lando's a great talent to have, and to have him on that longer term contract as well now. It's great. And I do like Ricardo as well, and he's slowly getting used to that car as well. Good performance at Silverstone.
Yeah.
I think it is just going
He's
to take
getting
him a little
better,
bit of. Yeah, I think he just needs to adjust to the car a bit. But I think he'll get up to pace eventually. That's my personal opinion on it. But yeah, no, we'll talk a bit more about F1 and stuff a bit later on. But Rovers he's put a question to both of you. Who are your favourite F1 drivers? Gareth?
Lando. Definitely.
Lando.
I just think he's such a good guy on and off the track.
Yeah, I agree. Great streamer.
Yeah.
Great streamer.
Exactly.
Great streamer, and then a part-time race
Maybe
driver.
one
Isn't
day
he?
we'll Get him on the podcast.
Get Lando on the podcast. Could you imagine?
Yeah, imagine.
Spud, who's your favourite?
Oh,
Staffen.
my story's a bit different. Basically,
Okay.
my favourite driver isn't in F1 this year. It is Alex Albon.
Yeah, I can see the chat saying.
So
it.
I like him,
So it's really for me, it's really
Oh,
disappointing because all I get is constant the mick taken out of me for supporting
Mm-hmm.
a driver that's not in F1.
Yeah.
But I'll always support Red Bull. I would say out of the other people on the grid, if I had to pick one, it would be Pierre Gasly.
Yeah.
Not Verstappen, because I don't want to support the drivers that just win constantly.
Yeah.
I think it would just get a bit boring.
Gasly,
I understand
like
that people support Hamilton, but he just wins every time. I would just get a bit bored of him just non-stop winning.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I feel like a lot of British fans just want to see some of the Brits do well, which obviously they're gonna be a bit more biased towards Hamilton, and we sort of saw it from some fans at the weekend. But yeah, once again, we'll talk about the controversial decisions a bit later on. Gareth, Michael's asked you a question. Who is the better footballer, Kevin Nisbet or Pele?
Kevin Nisbet,
100%. 100%.
Yep.
Where's his prime
Pele
icon
from
moments, yeah?
Listen, the guy's only what, 25?
One day
Give
he'll
him a
have
few
one.
years. Give him a few years. Yeah.
Let him retire, and then he'll have it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you know what? I'll let you have your opinion. But I can't say I agree with you. Spuds.
What on Nisbet? No.
Oh no, we're not starting an argument about Nisbet.
Nisbet is a
So Spud, Rob has asked you,
Oh Christ!
what age did your hair loss begin?
Well,
What is that for a question?
that's not even a question.
Doesn't right. Some reason, right? For some reason,
Reason.
right? No, here we go. Right,
Okay.
I've always preferred to have my hair short. I just don't like
Yeah.
it when it's too long because I just think it gets hot and sweaty and
Mhm.
all that. So I've always liked to have it quite short. And then, for some reason, I've never had anyone outside of Twitch say that I've got a crap hairline. Apparently on Twitch I do. Now I don't know if they do it just to annoy me. I mean, also people say I'm Geordie when I've been to Newcastle about 2 times. So I don't really. Honestly, it's just stupid.
So you think the hairline's all good, yeah?
It's not amazing, but it's
Maybe it's just a camera angle.
Maybe it is a
yeah,
camera
it
angle.
might be.
Maybe
it
you
might
need to
be.
change the camera angle.
Yeah.
He comes back with like a David Beckham hairstyle after he's changed it. Hairline's on point.
You've got another question, Spud, from Tom.
Right.
Is it true that you have a girlfriend called Amy?
It's not true. No.
It's not true.
That is a rumor that once again, like the hairline, people just made up and mimicked before. That is completely false. I saw that question and I was hoping that was not going to be I was really hoping that was not. I'm not gonna lie.
Joe,
No,
I like using the Twitter questions. You know, it gives me more of
That
an
is not
insight
true,
into everyone's
Yeah, no,
communities,
funny.
and you sort of get some odd questions just coming through, and you're sort of like, what are they on about? Like, and then as soon as you ask the streamer, you're like, oh god, that's exactly what they're on about.
Yeah.
So you don't have a girlfriend called Amy?
Oh,
Not
No.
yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. But
Need to find Spud and Amy. That's what it is, chat.
I'm actually so embarrassed. Honestly.
and Amy comes into his chat one day.
Tom's lost his mod for asking that. And
That was Tom Walker, not the other one. Just so you know, which ones I have words with.
Which one is
So Rovers. Now I know the answer to this, but for other people that don't know both of you respectively, what teams do you both support and why? So Gareth, would you like to go?
Yeah. Well, obviously I'm from Scotland, so
Couldn't tell.
I support Hibs. Hibs up here. Obviously I support Arsenal as my English team. Like everyone in Scotland kind of has like an English team as well.
Mhm.
But both are just because my dad supported them. and he's just kind of brought it up on me. You know what
Yeah. Who was your English team? Sorry.
I mean? Arsenal.
Arsenal. Ah.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. Swiftly moving on there then.
Yeah,
Spud.
I don't want to get into this. Not in the recent years, anyway. But,
Spud. Tell everyone who you support.
So I support Liverpool. I was just brought up into a family that supported Liverpool, so
Yeah.
you know I got the shirts when I was younger. I went to Anfield when I was only a few years old, like 4 or 5. So I can't even remember it that well. Obviously, I'm planning to go next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just that's what I was brought into. So obviously I've seen the bad parts, and it was nice whilst it lasted. I don't think we're gonna have a good season
Don't
unless
you?
we sign players. No,
See,
and apparently
I've
Henderson might
said,
leave. So
I've seen that rumor. I said that if you keep these players, I said I think everyone's forgotten how strong Liverpool really are because of last season, and I honestly think they will push for a title. Whether they'll win it or not, I'm not gonna say, but whether I think they'll win it or not because I don't want to be
they've
controversial.
not
But I
really
think they'll be
lost
up there.
anyone, have they? Yeah. So much Salah, money, all that.
And the thing is, they don't put much financial backing for Klopp in there. Have noticed that,
Oh,
especially in January
we
when
need a replacement. Yeah, exactly. It's really poor.
you needed.
We've just lost Wijnaldum for free.
Yep.
We need to sign a midfielder, yet we're not. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
You seen anyone you link? I saw Barella, wasn't it? That was linked.
Yeah, but that was just too expensive.
I
They won't
saw.
pay
I think it was us and Liverpool that were you and Spurs that were interested in Barella. And it said that Spurs were leading the race, and I was like, "There's no way that Tottenham Hotspur has a bigger pull
It's
factor
really
than
good.
Liverpool." You know,
Yeah.
just didn't believe it. I've seen Renato
gotta
Sanchez as
respect.
well thrown around for years.
Yeah. In there.
Who would you, if you were in charge and you had, let's say you had let's say 60 million to spend,
On a
what signings would you
midfielder.
make? Yeah.
On a midfielder.
Yeah, you can do it all on a midfielder.
If we had to do it like a bit on like a few players, we have one of the worst depths in the league. I mean, you saw we were playing John Henderson and Fabinho at centre back at one point.
Yeah.
Need a midfielder that's like, for me, I would look for someone that's quite unknown but has like we need someone that gets goals from the midfield as well, because at the moment we just rely on Salah to score. If we didn't have Salah last season, we wouldn't be playing in Europe.
You'd be done with us.
I would say like a £20 million midfielder from like Portuguese league or something that's quite unknown.
Yeah.
That's what Arsenal do.
Or maybe someone like Yuri Tielemans, but that'd be the whole budget.
That would be a very expensive signing, but
We need a striker, and we've been linked with Malin, but I think he's going to Borussia Dortmund. So
that's it. That's a great place for him to move to be fair, and especially if they're going to lose Haaland soon. They're not going to be able to hold on to Haaland for a couple more years. I don't think he'll go this summer.
Haaland. Malin came through the Arsenal rank.
Yeah, he used
I
to
don't know.
play for Arsenal.
Crazy.
Nah,
I mean, we didn't even use him.
you let him go.
No, he's brilliant.
Wrong decision, clearly. He has a like mad potential there. I think he could be at one of the biggest teams, and obviously Dortmund's a great place to sort of get your name a bit more out there. Because obviously Eredivisie's a decent league, but it's not a very competitive league.
No.
The Ajax just win it every season, you know. Sort of. Joe, we were discussing that before the stream. We were talking about. Imagine supporting Ajax, you just win. You win everything.
Yeah, it's so
I mean, they had that one good run in the Champions League that was sort of spoilt, but you know.
Oh, that was mad. Them semi-finals were just crazy that year.
Mental.
Corner came quickly, 3-0 down against Barcelona, and we
crazy,
won. And then Spurs scored in the last kick of the game to
that was
crazy.
It was crazy, and I honestly just wished if we'd won that, then we'd still have Poch.
Yeah, you know what I hated about that season in the Champions League for the final, even though like Liverpool won it was so boring. Like they scored in the first minute and the last minute, and then in between it was so boring.
I forgot it was 2-0. Honestly, I forgot it was 2-0.
Yeah, who scored? Was it Origi?
Following
Yeah.
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 What was it? A pen, Spud?
Oh,
No, I don't think it was.
Thank
But
you.
you
I
got
can't
to
honestly.
take.
It
I can't remember. It was quite a while ago, but I
was quite a
remember
while
there
ago,
being
yeah.
quite a lot of controversy around it, wasn't there?
Yeah, because Sissoko was pointing to a teammate to watch the back post, and Mane tried to ping it into that back post, and it went straight on Sissoko's arm, didn't it? But you know,
Oh yeah, I do remember that actually.
it is what it is. It's had a few years now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more the Euros that we're more crying about now. But what do you make of England's performance? I won't ask Gareth on England's performance. I'll ask him about
No, I'll comment
the
on
other
it
team.
because
The other team.
I honestly I have a.
We were.
I'll
We were all right.
All right.
I'll kick it off. Right. I'll just say that I think England, even though I slated them
Mm-hmm.
and took the mick out of them, like England are big things coming. Like the squad that they have, they're going to win something. Even though I don't want them to, they're going to win something quite soon. They're the good Euros. So.
Yeah. I do you honestly? Do you think we'll have a good World Cup, both of you?
No,
No.
I think we're going to get eliminated
No.
quite early on. I think we're going to get eliminated. I've always thought it's going to be early.
It's
Going to be an early exit.
I'm
I think
always
you-
negative going into any tournament. I was for every single game. Like, even Ukraine, I was worried about. Do you know what I mean? Like, I thought as soon as we got past Germany, I was like, we've got a bit of hope here, especially if Netherlands getting knocked out as well.
Yeah.
And I was sort
I
of
think
like,
once
okay,
you got past Germany, I think it was a guarantee you were going to get to the final, unless you bottled it.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you had the easy route, didn't you? But, although you did
But
play Denmark, and
a lot of people did say like it was an easier side, but Spain could have been on our side very easily.
Yeah.
If they'd won their
Yeah.
group, and they didn't win their group. Do you know, like we could have had some bigger teams on our side. Obviously, Germany being the biggest on that
yeah.
side, and you know, Müller missed his opportunity.
Yeah, I remember watching that as well. I'm not lying.
But on the flip side, what do you make of Scotland's performance, Gareth?
You know what? See, after the first game,
Mm-hmm.
I actually wasn't like, what did we get beat? 2-0?
2-0,
2-0?
yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't even that bothered because if you actually had watched the game, like we actually played alright. Like I think Czech Republic had like one or two big chances. Like the 50-yarder, that was in a big chance. Like how you scoring from there? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was mental.
And then when we drew with England, I was like, I thought I was a bit optimistic, but then obviously.
And then Croatia sort of
But
knocks that
when
back
Cal
out.
McGregor scored, tell you what,
Will you be
thought
going
it
to the
was-
World Cup? Yes or no?
come to Scotland. Well, Scotland are going to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. We'll be there.
Oh. Do you
The
know what,
Tartan
mate?
Army will be
We'll
there.
keep that clipped and we'll show that to you. Show that to you
We'll be there,
come
we'll be there.
come November 2022. That is weird saying it's going to be in November though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, like
I hope
those
it changes.
sort of tournaments is sort of like this is summer. You want to be out in the
Yeah.
out in the sun.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in
I
pub
don't wanna be in
gardens
there.
and stuff,
Yeah,
sitting
don't
there in
sit there.
coats.
Slushing on a hot chocolate watching the World Cup there. No.
Isn't like the final's like a week before Christmas, isn't it? Or something like that. It's like,
I think that's quite cool, but so I'd rather in the summer.
but also we do actually get a Christmas break that year as well. So that is one thing that do you think it should be implemented into the Premier League? A Christmas break, like they have it in a lot of foreign leagues. Would you add it if you were in charge of the Premier?
In the Scottish League, I can't actually remember. I don't know if you do.
So they have it in Germany, don't they? They have it in Spain. I think they have it in
Yeah.
Italy as well.
As a fan, I would say no. But if I was a player, I'd probably say yes.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, as a fan, you just want to be watching football every week, yeah, but as a player, you probably need that time to recover and stuff.
Spud, what would you go with?
Wait, what was it? Sorry.
For a Christmas break or not in the Prem?
Oh, see, the thing is, if you need to look at like how many injuries each team is like getting
Yep.
around that point, but I don't think there's time for a Christmas break.
No, you'd have a
Yeah.
lot more midweek games when you're going into.
I don't mind
Yeah,
that though.
exactly.
Like, Wednesday, Saturday. Obviously, it would be brutal if you're playing, but like I said, as a
Well,
fan watching it, you're
they
getting
did during
2 games
lockdown,
of
didn't
football a
they?
week. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They came back and they were playing every 3 or 4 days. That was the best time for
Mm-hmm.
football.
Yeah, you pretty much
Um,
you got our Premier League game like every single day.
you'd
Fine.
switch on,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd switch on the TV and there'd be football on, no matter what.
Yeah.
It was like
Uh,
Yeah.
even if it was foreign football, it still, you'd had something to
yeah.
do all day. If you wanted to, you could just sit there on a sofa all day and watch football. I remember when Bundesliga returned, and I sat there and I watched pretty much every Bundesliga game, just as soon as they came
Yeah,
back.
Dortmund. I remember.
Dortmund was the one
Yeah.
Dortmund I watched every game to finish their season. To be fair,
Yeah, I wanted to pick a team to
Yeah.
like support for the Bundesliga, and at the time we were linked with Timo Werner, and when he was really good for Leipzig, so I picked Leipzig, and I actually bought a Leipzig top for it as well.
Oh,
And then
Yeah.
it wasn't
I
it
went
even
with
when Werner was
Dortmund.
there. I really liked Danny Olmo. I really
Yeah.
liked Danny Olmo. And watching just like watching Nagelsmann control his men, it was really good because he's a really good manager for
He's a
his
great
age.
manager.
Who does it manage now? Is it Bayern Munich?
Yeah,
He's
Bayern.
Yeah.
And then who's replaced him there? It's the American guy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think so.
Marsh.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So it'll be interesting to see how he does next season with those players. And I mean, he'll play a similar formation, I'm sure. Obviously, it's worked for Leipzig for a while. He's not gonna change it. And
Pretty far Leipzig have came, really.
it is.
But I
It
think we
is.
were only founded like 20 years ago or something.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I'd say they're probably the third best team in the Bundesliga. So.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
definitely up there for sure. But sort of, so what were we talking about?
I think we
why
were
have I lost it?
still on the Twitter questions, but that one just.
The tweet. No, I think we did did the questions. Didn't we? Oh, apart from one from Rovers that said top 6 Premier League prediction.
Oh, right. Can I go first?
Yeah, go on.
Oh,
Right.
off you go, man.
I'll start with 6th to first.
Mhm.
6th. A lot of people are writing them off because of like one pre-season game. I'm gonna put Arsenal 6th.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
a lot of people won't put them that high. Like, no offense to Arsenal, but like they've been poor recently. I think putting them in like that sort of place is actually quite good for them.
Yep.
We use them with poor as well.
5th, I would put Leicester. They'll either bottle the top 4 or they won't even be in it. But they'll get 5th. They'll get European football again. I can't see West Ham having a season as good as they had.
For Lingard,
Yeah, Leeds probably won't be as good as they were. Villa could be a shout for top 6, but I don't know. I just think if once they lose Grealish, if he gets injured, they lost to like loads of bad teams when Grealish got injured. So, and then the top 4, it's really tough. I'm gonna say Liverpool 4th. Alright. Oh no, I'm not actually. No, I'm not. Got to be a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna say Chelsea 4th.
Chelsea 4.
I don't think Chelsea will be. If they don't get Haaland, they'll come 4th.
Okay.
If they don't get Haaland, I'm basing it off like the teams they've got now.
Yeah.
Third.
You're basing it off that Arsenal will probably get relegated.
Actually, I've said it now. Third, Man United. I think Sancho will be good, but he won't be that good. And then Liverpool 2nd, but not by like a lot. Can't see them battling for the title. I can just see City walking with it, and City will win.
City walking up. Fair enough. I mean,
Relegation as well. Like,
do you know what? I'm obviously I'm a Spurs fan. So I honestly think we will push for top 4 next season with a couple signings. Obviously we've seen Brian Gill.
Yep.
He'll be coming in.
It looks
Great
quite
talent. Great talent to bring in, and
goalkeeper.
Chiellini as well. Incredible young goalkeeper. Most clean sheets last season. Also a top 100 Italian rapper as well.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, he does Italian grime.
And the rap and the top.
So yeah, he's a great little talent. Parachichi is bringing in these young talents, and it's great. It's great to see for the future. And I want a couple more experienced players in there as well. look at the we've been linked with Bonucci, but obviously he's at Juve. I don't see him joining.
No.
But yeah, I want an experienced centre half in there, so I think we will push for top four. But whether we get it or not is a different question. Gareth, what's your top six?
Top six is always one of them ones, where like you predict it at the start of the season and it goes like the totally opposite way.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Spud. I'm gonna back Arsenal. I'm putting them six. I think if we get our signings in, we've already signed the left back. He's quite good. Obviously, we won't get ahead of Tierney, but he's a good backup left back. Labotka as well. Centre. I think we're linked with Awa as well. Sanchez, Madison, players like that. Whether we'll get all them,
Yeah,
probably not.
that's a different.
But I would take Awa. I think I'll take them and then we'll
Yeah.
go on. But I'll put Arsenal sixth and then fifth. I'd probably say Leicester.
Yep.
They always just seem to bottle it. Like they seem to be so consistent until the very end and then bottle it. Fourth. Oh my God, Liverpool. I'm going to say Liverpool.
Oh.
And third, I'd say, I think third and second will be really close between Man U and Chelsea.
Oh.
I think they'll be. I think the run in they'll still be battling for like second place, so like second and third. I'll put Chelsea second, Man U. No, Chelsea third, sorry, Man U second, and then Man City first.
And then City first, and then Spurs
Yeah,
get
I
the
think
Conference
we'll
League. I hope, at least. And you're right.
Good.
I think
Should.
Spurs will get relegated though.
Spurs to get rid. Okay, yeah, okay.
No,
I'm
yeah.
gonna keep.
I think Spurs and Arsenal will be battling for.
I'm gonna keep my my predictions hidden for now because we are going to be doing a whole different podcast on Premier League predictions. So I'm gonna keep those quiet for now. And also because I want to see some like signings come in and stuff as well. So I sort of want to wait before I make myself.
Yeah, like we've just said
look
that now,
stupid.
but then like Liverpool could sign Mbappe, Haaland. Like,
Yeah, imagine.
obviously that's unrealistic,
Imagine.
but then they could win the league. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends who they bring in.
They just sign Ronaldo and Messi because why not?
Yeah.
Just casual signing there. But for Arsenal, you seen Ben White. What are your thoughts on that one? 50 million.
I forgot about him. Originally, when I seen we were linked to him, I was thinking, oh God. But then the more I look into it, he's actually a decent centre half.
He is decent.
And people laugh like 50 million for Ben White, but 50 million is nothing nowadays. Like 50 million could get you.
I feel like
average play.
In these current times, transfer prices are going to be a bit up and down, And I feel 50 million. Brighton are going to be loving life. With 50 million, they are going to make some. They can make some decent signings with that.
I'm not happy with us spending 50 million, but I'm not annoyed as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's a decent centre half for the money you're paying for him. I don't think he's worth 50. I'd say probably 30 max.
Yeah, 30, 35.
But yeah, that with that money, Brighton they've been linked with Cucurella, haven't they? And that could be a good signing for them to bring in.
Yeah, left back, left mid.
See who they bring in to replace Ben White as well, or whether they'll stick with Duncan Webster or Dan Burn. What a player, Dan Burn.
So tall.
If we flip it the other way around, then bottom three to go down.
That's a tough one.
Spud, who are you saying?
I'll go first. Right.
Okay.
I've got 20th to be Norwich. Just don't think they'll do it. 19th Watford. And the surprise one, I'm putting 18th. I'm putting Southampton.
Oh, okay.
I think they had a really bad season last time. They were just lucky that other teams were poor as well. Ings doesn't want to play anymore, and he was where they get most of the goals. So I can't see it being a good season for them. I think Hasenhüttl will get sacked halfway through. They'll get a manager that's
Wow.
not good enough to replace them. So
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think they're going down.
Yeah, it's not bad prediction. I could see Arteta getting sacked and Hasenhüttl going in there. You never know. Where
If
who?
Hasenhüttl comes to Arsenal,
Uh
I
huh.
will no longer support this club. That's what you're trying to imply.
Well, if you're mid-table, middle of the season, you need a manager who's experienced in the mid-table, don't you?
Yeah, but I also want a manager that has ambitions of pushing for Europe.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Ah,
I remember
bloody hell.
when you had no manager and you were all like, "Oh, we can get Poch. We can get Poch from Spurs."
Yeah, I remember
Honestly.
that.
Oh, Mourinho as well.
Yeah, it was when
Mourinho.
it was when Mourinho took over at ours, and you still had
Mhm.
Freddie Ljungberg, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you were all like, "Oh, we could get Poch now. He's gone." No way, Poch. Poch will. The only chance that Poch will come back to the Prem is either City or us.
Mhm.
It's the only
You
time
know
I
what?
ever see him
I
come
like
back.
Arteta,
You like
but
Arteta,
yeah, I know I like him as like a person.
not as a manager.
And I know they won his FA Cup in his first season and stuff like that in the Community Shield as well.
Hmm.
But I just don't think he's a good enough manager. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good manager though.
Yeah, that's fair. And do you know what? We'll finish with your bottom three then, Gareth.
I'm bottom three. Oh my god. There's so many, you know.
Arsenal
I'm
bottom,
gonna
yeah.
go Tottenham close behind. I'm gonna go 20th. Might surprise a few people. I'm gonna go Brentford. Even though they've got Ivan Toney,
Yeah.
I think they might lose him. Might lose him. 19th, I'm gonna go Watford.
Yep.
I love
Yeah.
the cycling GK and all.
I can't see them staying up
19th
personally.
Watford next. Yeah, 18th, bit of a surprise one, the final spot. I'm gonna say Norwich will survive, I reckon. I
Wow.
think they'll survive it this time. I'm gonna put Newcastle. I'm gonna put Newcastle in
Newcastle.
there. Yeah, they always like you see their team right, and you always like they've got a decent team, but then
Mhm.
they always seem to be struggling. I think last season they ended up finishing like 12th or something, but they always seem to struggle, and I don't think this year they'll survive it.
That's
I don't
a
know.
big statement to bring. Um,
Hey, you got with predictions, you got to go bold.
you have got to go bold with predictions, and then when you're
If it
right,
pays
you're the one
off,
that looks
then you
smart,
look
right?
like a genius. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
if it
That's
doesn't
a
pay off, you look like an absolute idiot.
good way to think of it. And do you know what? We will go over the hour mark for a little while, on the recording because it's not called the Willcox
Oh,
hour or
you know
something.
what? You know what? You know what? I
Um,
want to change it. I want to change it.
oh, you want to change? Oh, go on then,
I'm gonna put
quick.
Burnley. Burnley instead of Newcastle.
Burnley instead of
Burnley.
Newcastle. All right. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna finish on what are your two thoughts on the Hamilton Verstappen crash, and I want to know. I want to know, and I'll start with Spud because I think he'll be very passionate about this. I want your
Hamilton.
genuine opinion
Right.
on it. No bias either way.
Yeah.
Full opinion on it.
Right. Okay, right. I'm gonna. Verstappen was
You've
ahead of
got a
Hamilton.
notepad on it, never.
Okay, yeah.
Verstappen was ahead of Hamilton. I
Yeah.
think even if I didn't support Red Bull, Hamilton is the one to blame for me. He knew he shouldn't have gone for a move which was dangerous at that speed.
Mhm.
So, just thankfully Verstappen's okay. I think the penalty was really poor because somebody, Yuki Tsunoda in Austria, got 10 seconds of time penalties for going over the pit entry line
Oh
twice,
yeah.
which is literally nothing.
Yeah.
And Hamilton got that for putting a driver's life at risk.
Agreed.
I think after the aftermath with everything, like a lot of like racist abuse to Lewis Hamilton, and that's not on.
Yeah.
Red Bull are hiring a lawyer to try and get a bigger penalty, but I just can't see anything being changed now. I think it should have been a drive-through penalty, which would have meant it would have been around 25 seconds
Yeah.
of
I
penalty
agree.
time, and obviously he wouldn't have won the race then, because he didn't deserve to win after putting his main competitor out like that.
Yep, I'd agree with you there. I think a drive-through penalty would have suited him best. I don't know. It's a difficult one. I think think if they were obviously they were going to give him a penalty, whatever.
Yeah.
I always saw a crash coming between those two at some point in this season. They're both incredible drivers. They're both not going to give up a space. Neither of them were going to give the other one enough space to get round. So it's difficult to sort, because I can see where people are saying Verstappen turned in on him, but Hamilton did have a bit of room to his right. But then you had a similar incident with Hamilton and Leclerc a bit later on that final lap, but Leclerc moved out of the way as Hamilton came on the inside of him. That's the difference between Leclerc and Verstappen. Verstappen's not going to give up his spot at all, whatever it takes. Yeah.
I know.
So that's why it's difficult. But Gareth, what were your thoughts on it?
So I'm not as into F1 as Spud, but I do. Oh, I think there was. You can argue from both sides. I think
that's
there was things that Hamilton could have done to prevent it. There's things that Verstappen could have done. I'd probably agree with Spud that I've seen something that's like, is that not like the fastest corner in the track or something like that? Like Hamilton knew not to do that. Knew that it was a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously,
I agree as well. He should have got a longer penalty as well.
Obviously, both fairly experienced drivers, but obviously Hamilton's got a lot of experience in him, and I think that also obviously played a part on people's opinions on it, because he knew Verstappen was going to come out that corner ahead. He had to try and close him off. That was sort of. But because Verstappen was ahead, that was his corner. That's why the penalty. That's why I can see why the penalty was given. Whether it was the wrong penalty or not, controversial.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. It's over now. I don't see there being any further developments in that. I've seen things saying that Hamilton should get a race suspension, which I don't think it would be that far. Also, how do you reckon the reaction would be if it was the other way round and it was Hamilton that was ahead and went out the way that Verstappen did? I don't think the reaction would be the same.
I think that
it's tough.
People wouldn't care as much. I just feel like everyone likes Verstappen. You know what I mean? He's a nice guy, but like Lewis, I don't know. I just think if it was the other way about, I don't think the reaction would have been as big as what it is.
People are sick of Hamilton winning constantly because he's one of the best of all time. His teammate moves out the way from him non-stop, so there's literally no title contender normally. So it's nice to have a bit of fresh air and a new challenge, and then that happens.
That's why people like Verstappen so much.
Yeah, I can totally see it as well, and obviously Lewis has some controversial opinions off the track as well. Also considering about climate change and things. Yet he drives a Formula 1 car. You know what? It's sort of, he's all for veganism and stuff like that. I can see him being quite chill, but I can also see him being quite stuck up himself as well. But then I feel like Verstappen would just be quite a chill guy, you know. But do you know what will be interesting? Hamilton's reception at the Dutch Grand Prix. Be interesting, won't it?
Well, I saw stuff on TikTok, and apparently the Dutch want to throw tomatoes at him.
I saw that. I did see that. I don't see that happening.
What the hell? Tomatoes?
Throw tomatoes at Hamilton. Do you imagine just watching Grand Prix and Hamilton comes around onto the straight and he's just getting tomatoes lobbed at him?
Yeah, he's pelted.
Tomatoes. He's leading the race and they throw a tomato.
Yeah. Tactical tomato.
Boys, it's been great having you both on. Thank you for joining the experiment of having two guests. I think it's gone well.
Great.
Thank you. I think it's went well. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
enjoyed it as well.
It is a lot easier to flow conversation as well, because sometimes when you're sitting there with one person, it's quite awkward when they sort of they don't know what to say, and then you've sort of got someone else that can back it up.
Having two people gives the person that's not talking a little bit of time to breathe, you know what I mean? But
exactly.
Cool down, stuff like that.
thank everyone that's been in the Twitch chat throughout, that's watched the whole way through. Appreciate that from all you boys.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
Anything you boys want to
top
say to the
class.
Twitch chat?
No, just giving this bit as the
I hope I haven't bored everyone.
So a lot of guests come
Nah.
on and say like, oh, I hope I haven't bored you all that time, and it's sort of like,
Yeah,
Alright.
I hope I've been a
No,
good
I
guest.
just
yeah,
I
you've
appreciate.
both been great guests today, and
I don't know how many. For me, it says you're on 18 viewers right now. Like, I just appreciate you guys still being here.
exactly,
Yeah.
and yeah, appreciate
you,
everyone that
Willcox.
has watched the whole way through, and people that have been in and out as well. Appreciate it all. And anyone that's been watching on YouTube as well, make sure to go follow Spud and Gareth on Twitch. Links are both in the description. Both very sound guys. And also subscribe if you have watched this the whole way through. We are aiming for 100 subscribers by my birthday in October. By my 18th, I'm gonna be on 100 subs. So that's the aim. But boys, go make sure you drop a follow on those two. Anything you two want to say to YouTube?
Make
If you
sure
wa-
you
if you wa-
follow
if you're
the
watching
Willcox,
this
everyone.
exactly, if you're watching it and you haven't
subscribe,
clicked sub, if you're watching it now and you haven't clicked sub, do it.
Yeah, do it right now.
Otherwise, I'll be very cross.
You don't want Spud being cross at you, you know.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't subscribe, then Tottenham will win the league, and no one wants that. So come on, hit that
Good
sub
way,
button.
great way to finish it. If you don't subscribe, Spurs will win the league.
You
So,
just
yeah.
got to, like a million subs.
Don't sub, unsubscribe. You know, I want to win the league. But yeah, see you in the next video, episode 8 that will be, and I can't reveal who the guest is yet because I'm not 100% sure it'll be. So yeah, just keep an eye out on the socials. Put the notifs on, leave the notifs on, and I will see you guys when I next do.